Gada Shaikly. Gada, you are a prominent Iraqi athlete. You have won the gold championship in 10 athletic events and competitions from all over the world. You've competed in Greece, you've competed in the United States, Canada, and various countries in the Middle East. But what makes you special to me is that you are my friend, you are an inspiration, and you are someone who always perseveres.
Thank you, Habibti. Thank you for your kind words. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm so happy to be here with you.
Yeah, I'm always happy to see you, but today is extra special because Watchbox has selected you to be one of 8 women who will be honored during our show to celebrate International Women's Day.
It's amazing. Thank you so much for having me here.
Gada, we have chosen for you the Oris automatic watch with a rubber strap. It's a practical everyday watch, and we thought it would be perfect for you because you're such a practical person. Have you always been a practical person, even in your childhood?
Actually, in my childhood, I was more like a tomboyish, so this kind of watch would definitely suit. When I was, newlywed, I was more into a dressier kind of style. But recently, being a mom, an athlete, and into fitness, I'm very into practicalities. I love wearing things that suits and goes throughout the whole day.
خبريني شوي عن طفولتك. أنت وصغيرة كنت دايما تحبي الرياضة؟
الرياضة was always part of my life. But I grew up in a very traditional family, traditional lifestyle, where sports was only for boys. I was not given the opportunity to do what I wanted to do. I wanted to run around and be rolling in mud and racing with boys. But in my family, a girl was supposed to, be good in school, help her mom in the kitchen, and basically that was it. But it was always in me. I always wanted to be out there, do adventurous things.
فبتحسي إنه أنت you had a traditional upbringing?
Absolutely, absolutely. Even though I used to rebel a lot and sneak out of the house and go and outside and run with the boys. And I remember we moved from to a new neighborhood, and I convinced the boys in the neighborhood for about 3 days that I was a boy and my name was Ali. And until one day we had a race between the boys, and one of the boys cheated, and I had to beat him up.
You beat him up. That's one way to solve things.
And his mom came complaining. She was like, your son hit my son. And she's like, my mom was like, what son? You mean my daughter?
Okay, fair enough.
Fair enough.
احكيني شوي عن دراستك. إنه أنت درستي شيء خاصه بالرياضة؟
أبداً.
Okay.
يعني I wanted to study dentistry at the beginning.
Okay.
بس بعدين life directed me to study business management. So it had nothing to do with fitness or being athletic or being in that field at all.
بتحسي إنه أنت كونك ولدتي مرأة، هل هيدا الشيء صعب حياتك إنه في gender discrimination؟
Growing up, seeing my brother, إنه he was allowed to do whatever he wanted, and me, لأنه I was a girl, I was not. I was limited to a lot of things. So yes, growing up, yes, I felt that. But now, with time, I feel لا بالعكس إنه women are being out there doing what they love to do, whether it was in the workplace or being fit or athletic. It has come a long way. Yeah.
Okay. So في تحسن واضح.
أكيد.
طيب وإذا حكينا شوي عن حياتك العاطفية، قولي لي إمتى تجوزتي؟ هل كان هيدا arranged marriage ولا تجوزتي عن حب؟ كنت صغيرة؟ كنت كبيرة؟
هلا أنا جوزت at a younger age. اتجوزت على عمر 20 سنة. بس that was because of the situation that I was put in. My mom was sick, and she really wanted me to get married before, her health got deteriorated. So I did get married at age 20, but I also loved him. And he's been my backbone since day one. He's been so supportive, and we have our ups and downs like everybody else, but he's my best friend. I could not imagine my life without him.
So basically الوالدة كان بدها تأمن لك مستقبلك، وهي حست إنه الطريقة الوحيدة اللي فيها تأمن عليكي هو إذا تجوزتي.
أكيد لأنه all my siblings أخواتي وأخواني كانوا كلهم متجوزين. كل واحد مركز على حياته وعائلته وأولاده، فإنه I was خلص alone.
بعد ما تجوزتي وصار عندك أولاد، هل حسيتي إنه الزواج وإنه يكون عندك أولاد هيدا الشيء حد من طموحك؟
At the time أكيد 100% لأنه ما كان عندي أهداف بالحياة إنه خلاص it's the daily routine and raising kids, cooking, being a mom, driving kids around to activities, that was it. So I did not have anything where I saw all the 20-year-olds, you know, they were partying and going out and traveling. I was limited to that لأنه I had kids. So definitely.
هل كنت مبسوطة بهالفترة؟
يعني فترة تربية أولادي لا بس I had to إنه I wasn't given an option إنه these are my kids, these are my responsibility. I had to raise them. But deep down inside I wasn't happy لأنه I had nothing to show for myself. It was either for my husband, my house, or my kids. So definitely I was not that happy at the time, no. And it showed, it reflected definitely on my kids, on my husband. Yeah.
وانت قلتي لي انه جوزتي بعمر 20 وهيدا كان كتير بكير. شو هو الايديال ايج to get married؟
هلا بالنسبة لي بصراحة لأن I lived that experience, I would not say there is an ideal age لأنه it depends on the situation you're put in. إنه إذا تسأليني إذا حد زوجين بنتج على عمر 20 no way.
Okay.
لأنه I want her to graduate college, work, be independent and then work. بس لأنه my mom was sick and she was dying basically. My dad was also very sick and my mom wanted to secure my life. So I got married at a younger age. بس يعني looking back, if I did not get married at that age, I would have probably been lost لأنه I was in a very dark place during that time.
Now we have chosen for you the Rolex Yachtmaster, which is the watch of the open seas. And just like a sailor, your journey has not been easy and you ventured into a new world, the world of fitness. خبريني شوي، ليه قررتي تبلشي فتنس ورياضة وبأي عمر؟
I was always into sports. I was always into fitness, but I was never given the opportunity to do so until recently when my son was graduating high school and I felt that I wanted to show something for myself, but I didn't know what. And by coincidence, someone approached me from the gym and they wanted me to do a race, an obstacle course race. I had no clue what that was. So I did it and I finished the race. I was like over the moon. I was so happy. A month later, I got an email from the organizers telling me that I qualified for the World Championship in London. That was an eye-opener for me. I went home to my husband and I said, you know, for my birthday, I don't want anything. Just take me to London. I want to race. I want to be with real athletes, rolling in mud. And that's how it's been. That's how it started. It started at age 39. So it's much later in life.
ما كنتي خايفة إنه عم بتبلشي شيء بعمر 39 يعني أغلبية الناس بهالعمر بيقولوا إنه خلص عملت اللي أنا بدي أعمله I want to take it easy بس أنت فتي على شيء كتير صعب و challenging emotionally, mentally, physically.
بالعكس لأنه I am a very competitive person. And I wanted to show the world that I am competitive. I wanted to prove to the world that age is not a number. With hard work, dedication, and consistency, anything is possible. And I did. I did prove that. Over the years, I've gained so much respect from men, women, older, younger age. I just take it one step at a time. I try not to think about fear by all means. يعني إنه خلاص, I do what I can, be real and be myself and go for it.
لما بلشتي تتمرني بهالطريقة كنتي عم بتفيقي بكير، غيرتي أكلك، صرتي عم بتنامي بكير كمان، جسمك تغير، صار عندك عضلات، فشو كانت الرياكشن تاعت عائلتك والمجتمع؟
الأول من عائلتي they were quiet for a while يعني especially my husband and my oldest son إنه خليها maybe it's a phase and it will pass, just calm down, don't. بس بعدين when it started becoming more and more serious, my son, I remember قبل ما he graduated من المدرسة, he came up to me one day and he's like, you need to calm down. يعني why can't you be like the other moms إنه just خلاص إنه what's up with this lifestyle? I'm like, don't worry about me, you know, just do what you want to do. After he graduated high school, I signed up for my first marathon. The furthest I've ran during that time was 21 kilometers. بس full marathons like 21 kilometers, 42 kilometers, what's the big deal? It's same. Anyway, so I started the race. The first 10 kilometers were fine. 20 kilometer were okay. And then I reached the 30th kilometer, and that's when everything started shutting down. My joints, my back, my legs. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't see straight. I was in a very dark phase. And then the bib that I had a live chip tracking. So my son in Canada was tracking me at 2 a.m. in the morning, his time. Wow. And he knew that my watch was connected to my phone, and he started sending me motivational messages telling me that you did not come this far to fail. You have to keep going. I'm going to be here with you until you cross the finish line. This is, you can't stop. You cannot, don't fail yourself. You'll hate yourself. So my last 10 kilometers were actually my fastest. I finished my first marathon ever with sub 4, which is 3 hours, 58 minutes. And I'm like, every time I tell this story, I start choking up. But
you're making me tear up as well, but I don't want to ruin my makeup.
So it started like rough with the support, going back to the support. But now they're my biggest support. In terms of the world, outside the world, everyone was like, what's up with her? What's up with, rolling in mud and running and this? But when I started gaining recognition and making podiums, people started supporting me a lot, yeah.
غادة بدي إياكي تروحي هلا على أسعد لحظة عشتيها بريس أو تشامبيونشيب، يعني لحظة لما تفكري فيها ابتسامتك بتصير من هون لهون.
It's my biggest accomplishment and biggest, the happiest place I've ever been was the World Championship in Greece. I qualified as the first Iraqi ever athlete to qualify to a Spartan Championship, and I did as a woman. So I went there. I didn't really think much of it. So I went with a group of people, very happy, and then they had the Parade of Nation, where everybody represent their team. Of course, I was the only person for the Iraqi team. And then you exit the plaza, and there's 200 meters between each team. As I exited the plaza and walking through the street of Sparta, people were taking second looks and so surprised to see an Iraqi athlete, especially being a woman, representing Iraq for the first time in Spartan history in Greece. And people were actually jumping the barriers and coming and giving me hugs and taking selfies and pictures with me as, an Iraqi. And that was during the Thawra al-Iraqiyya, the revolution. So it was a very, very special time. And then getting to the stage and anchoring the Iraqi flag on stage among all the countries and the other flags was a huge moment for me. That was probably the proudest moment of my life.
That's beautiful. طيب, what was the reaction from Iraqis, Iraqi media, عائلتك, the community?
It was massive. Now, every once in a while, I do post glimpses here and there about that parade, and I get massive reaction. People, especially the Iraqi people, are so proud, and the women, they're like, I get messages on daily basis from women saying that I'm giving them hope that women are actually capable and are, as strong as you are, and we're so proud of you.
Okay, غادة, هلا نحن حكينا على أسعد لحظة. بس هلا بدي نزلك لأتعس لحظة عشتيها بحياتك، يعني شيء ما بدك إياه يتكرر.
It would probably have to be the age between age 18 and 20, and that's when I lost both of my parents. That was probably the toughest time of my life, and I was in a very, very dark place. I didn't see the purpose in living. I didn't see what's the point. Yes, I did have, family support and my siblings, but at the same time, I didn't want anybody around me. It was a very dark place.
أنت مشهورة كتير على الانستغرام وعندك followers بيحبوكي، بس في منهم بيتركوا comments ما كتير حلوين عندك. فخبريني على الكومنتس الحلوين والكومنتس اللي بيزعجوكي.
يعني هي الكومنتس الحلوين بتضغي هواية على الكومنتس اللي بتزعجني يعني. I get a lot of support من men, women, older and younger, إنه to keep going. يعني I'm the pride of Iraq, But every once in a while, I get bullied about the way I look, I know احنا العراقيين معروفين بالخشم او الانف الكبير, so I get bullied and we know you're Iraqi because of your nose. Sometimes I just let it go. In the beginning it used to affect me a lot. I used to delete the post لأنه I feel no, okay, this is something is not right. I shouldn't have been posting this. But recently يعني إنه I'm just, I'm being confident. I'm a woman. I need to prove myself and know this is the way I look. I remember one time I replied to this guy يحط لي إنه أنت كل هالعضلات وهاي وين الأنوثة؟ فتركت له إنه خليت الأنوثة إلك. يعني إنه just, to me المنتاليتي العراقية والعربية إنه الأنوثة المرة لازم تكون make up done all day long. And it's not me. الأنوثة to me is إنه leaving my remark in our community. إنه being a strong woman, I have to be a role model to my children. I have to be a role model to my daughter.
مزبوط. طيب إذا أنا هلأ اليوم بجيكي بقول لك إنه أنا عمري 40 سنة بس بدي أتمرن بس ما عندي وقت وتعبانة وفي الأولاد وجوزي والبيت excuses شو بتقولي لي؟
من ناحية العمر إنه the slogan أنا it's never too late. So being old إنه there's no being old. Old is just a number. If you think you're old, you're old. If you think you're young, you're young. Starting at age 39, I think it was the perfect time for me to start because I gave everything its fair share in my life. And then it's all about time management.
طب غادة خبريني عن الأوبستكل كورس تشامبيونشيب والجينيس وورلد بوك اوف ريكوردز. بعرف إن أنت عم بتجربي تحصلي لقب بهالكتاب، فشو اللي عم تعمليه بالضبط؟
عندي أهداف 2 اللي هي السبارتان وورلد تشامبيونشيب اللي راح تكون أول مرة بالعالم. It's moving from the US to Abu Dhabi. That's going to happen in December. This is huge. I have to podium in that race and I have to represent my flag on that podium. So I'm basically training, running every day, getting better at running with time, grip techniques, strength, all of that. The World Guinness record is going to be in November, and it's going to be first of its kind. So we're going to climb Mount Kilimanjaro, do obstacle race on top, and then come down. That's going to take us about 14 days, and hopefully we'll make the World Guinness Book Record.
We're going to be cheering for you for sure.
I hope so.
هلا في شغله الناس ما بتعرفها. هلا مزبوط نحن اصحاب بس كان في فتره انت كنتي ماي ترينر وانا تمرنت مع العديد من
ترجعين على هذيك الايام.
تمرنت مع العديد من المدربين بس انت كنتي اصعب ترينر قطع علي. فكنت انا وماي ستيب سان كنا نروح سوا على صفك ونكون عم بنهز انه هو يقول لي او ماي جاد شو حتعمل فينا غاده، وانا كمان نفس الشيء انه هيك بكون عم حضر حالي نفسيا على التمرين اللي حتعمليه. فهل انت كنت طف معنا عشان انت قطعتي بهالتمرين فبتحسي انه مثل ما انت عملتيه شخص غيرك بيقدر يعمله؟
طبعا كل واحد على قابليته وعلى مستواه وعلى their fitness level. بس I knew you guys انتوا يعني you were capable and you were strong. And some people, the thing is that they underestimate themselves. And they think they're not capable to lift that much or they're not capable to run that far. But once you try it, you realize, no, يعني I said to you after this training, you did and you smashed all the trainings. And
with tears.
With tears, but you did it. So to me, it's either you go full force and do it right or don't bother.
Gada, thank you so much, and I can't wait for our next cup of coffee together.
Habibti, thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.